Now, the first question is, when I start a job, I always either go to the flood tool or the tax map, and I pick a coordinate. And I use that coordinate to orient myself to the photographs that we imported from WVU.
Uh-huh.
And I always use the same point number 200 to do that. And I enter the Latin long under points, and then I bring in the photograph. Well, somehow I ended up with 200 points on this job. And this is the one I picked off of the map to orient my project to the photograph. And then I somehow ended up with a point number 200 up here
Yeah.
as well. And this one shows well, that's interesting. Okay, if I inverse to 200, it goes to that point, and you can see the coordinates for it. Now, it won't inverse to this point 200, but I can see the coordinates for it up here, and it's obviously a different point. So,
Well, I mean, that can happen. Um,
and it hasn't messed anything up. I'm just curious about it. It alarms me a little bit because I don't want to end up with multiple points with the same number.
yeah, well, they can mess you up. So what you need to do is to renumber them. Um, but um,
How about if I just delete this one? I
you
don't need it anymore.
you could just make sure when you say select, you're going to select from the screen because you don't want to do it by point number. Nope, back up, second one down. No, the right there. No. Yeah, say no for a moment. Let me see in a minute here. And take both out. Now let's do your list points. And let's make sure you got a point 200 and it is at the right coordinate.
Yeah, it looks like it is.
All right. And you don't have the another one going on. So what had happened is when you put that one of them in your point to get on the photographs, for whatever reason, you may have switched coordinate files or something as you progressed your work. Um, so you wound up having a point in your drawing, but not in the coordinate file or not in the one that you were using. And so that's why you have those commands in the coordinate file utilities to update the DWG from the CRD, or you can update the CRD from the DWG. And so it will go and read whichever one you designate as the source or the good points, and it will, and if you're updating from the coordinate file into your drawing, it will actually move the points around in your drawing, as well as change their locations or change their values. So it's just it's actually somewhat, I mean, if you're hyper aware of it, and it can be actually a little bit functional, a little bit useful to be able to do that, but it's just too easy to get confused and you wind up getting a point off. And it's when it's really bad is when they're close enough together that you can't tell visually that they're, way out in left field.
Yeah, that's never happened to me before.
Yeah. Re-
Uh,
Remember that one map that we kept trying to shift those corners up and it
yes.
so that was part of that same issue.
Huh.
They weren't the same number points, but they were points that were in the drawing but not in the coordinate file.
Okay, my second question is when I go to the field, I like to plot a drawing on an 8.5 by 11 to take out with me.
Uh-huh.
And I always go to print and print screen area. And I select that like that.
Yeah.
And let me do this. I always just put the date when I'm creating it.
Mm-hmm.
Takes a while because I have the photograph turned on.
Right.
I should have turned it off for, okay, now this is on the other. Can you see that?
You haven't brought it onto the screen yet.
Right. So if I wanted to print that on my printer, okay, now you see how small that is on the page?
No, you haven't brought it to this screen. I can't see it.
Oh, it is on the screen.
I don't see it. The only thing I see is your AutoCAD window.
Really, you don't see weird.
Move the
Uh,
mouse.
pardon me?
Move your mouse because your cursor is just stuck still. Now I can see the arrow, but the AutoCAD cursor is not moving. Huh. How about stopping the screen share and then start it up again? You know what? I bet when you shared your screen, you might have only shared that one window. You have to share the whole screen. Okay, there you go.
Okay, you see it now?
Yep.
Okay, you see how small it is on the 8.5 by 11 piece of
Yep.
paper. Now, I've
Uh-huh.
tried doing things like doing a custom scale, but it really messes things up. I've ended
Well,
up sometimes.
you got your fit on there, and what it's fitting is the actual corners of the window you chose, not the actual image that you're looking at.
Okay, so how do I do it?
Well, there's a number of ways you can do it. Go ahead and cancel this and close off that file, and I'll show you a couple.
Close this
Yeah,
too.
yeah. So one thing is you can do just like you went to print and oh, I'm not doing remote control. Let me see. Get a remote control request in here. Yeah, so you could do that same deal where you went to print and then sorry, print. There we go. And then you said that you wanted to print by a window. Okay. Now and then you pick the window and then it's going to be like from here up to here. But if you can print, you could zoom in to where it's got like you want and then say print the display and it will print that. Of course, it tries to get all of this over here too. Now, that's one thing to do. There's another couple of things you can do. Like this particular file is about as optimally non-optimal, if that makes sense, because it's lying at a 45-degree angle. You want it to be looking vertical on the page. So you could go up to view and do one of those twist screen kind of things just to print it. So if you twist screen based on a line or polyline and you come down and find that polyline and say due east. So now, well, of course, that wasn't really straight, but you can see. And then when you get your window, you can have that window a lot tighter to where you're plotting into. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, and I'm going to set that back. What I think is the easiest, let's see, grid. Yeah, what I like to do is the easiest for me to do these on 8.5 by 11 so that I can control the actual placement on the paper is just come down here at the bottom of these layout tabs and make a new one. Just hit the plus button. In fact, let me just talk you through it instead of me do it. Come down there and hit that plus button and make a new layout.
Delete the one you just created.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go over to it. I'm sorry. I didn't realize it came up there. Yeah, and you can give that a name if you want later on, but now go to the right click and choose, right click the tab, the layout one tab. Right click and choose page setup manager. About midway down. Right there. Okay, now choose modify. And you'd set your printer. Now you would set that to Adobe, probably would be the easiest instead of the Epson. See up there at the top, so set that. And once you set it there, it'll stick. And now make sure your paper size says letter. It does, yep, and that's good. And then just say okay and leave that one on. So now you've established the printer and you've established the paper size. Go ahead and close that now. Okay. Now, when this comes in, you're going to get this viewport automatically, and it's going to have your drawing sitting inside of it. So click on your viewport and stretch the corners out to fill the page up and stay within the dashed lines if you need to. You don't necessarily. Yep.
Stretch it this way.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like it's a polyline. There you go. Just like that. You don't have to go all the way to the corners. I'm just saying we want to make sure you use as much of your paper as you can. Okay. Okay. Now that you're inside of there, double click inside of the viewport, and you're going to orient it so that it lays out like along that long edge across the bottom. So go up to the view menu and choose twist screen right there. And is there a line there or not? I can't tell. The line is probably still there. Just choose line, polyline, or text. Okay. Now you want to pick the long line on the right-hand edge to be like the bottom of it. Now go up, pick it up to the upper end. Otherwise you have to rotate. Yeah, you don't have to snap to the corner. Just grab it past the midpoint in that direction. So, and then choose that yellow thing there that you've chosen. There you go. And now it says twist azimuth for that line. Use 90 for due east. So just hit enter. Just take 90 degrees. That'll be due east. But you see it does it the opposite direction. Okay, now that it's here and you're still inside the viewport and it's not locked, take your wheel and just zoom in and pan around and do all kinds of, get it to fill up the paper. Okay. Once you're happy with it, you can either now double click back outside and select the viewport and lock it if you'd like. There you go. And now go down where the layout one, just right click and choose print. Or you could also do it from the printer button, and now it says just print. And everything's good to go. Just hit OK. Give it a file name. And you could also draw on a north arrow before you do all that too, if you'd like. But you're familiar enough with the surroundings, you're not having trouble getting oriented. But if you were doing this out in somewhere in the Ozarks, you might want to consider it.
Right.
Put the north arrow on. So Now, obviously, this is not at any particular scale. If you need,
Right, I don't care about
yeah,
that.
but and if you ever did, then you could just go to the nearest nominal scale and it'd either be, it'll
Now,
be,
does this change everything on my other drawings, on my other sheet?
no, not a thing. It's just like making a completely separate printer page.
Okay, so then I hit print.
Mhm. I mean, you could just print straight
And do
from,
landscape.
yeah, you could print straight from AutoCAD to your printer, but I almost always do this first because that way I've always got a version of it. I can print it again later if I need to.
Okay,
All right.
so I would call this something like print.
Yeah, or you know, A size reconnaissance or what, it's an A size sheet. Just give it something so you know what it is. And you could delete it at any point later too. It doesn't matter.
Huh. So once I create this, it's good for the whole job.
Yep.
All
And
right.
if you need to move it to a different location or zoom in or something, let's say you were only working on that right-hand corner, just unlock the viewport and zoom into it and then lock it back.
Okay, so I can zoom in and make this fit the 8.5 by 11.
Correct. And you can
Okay.
rotate that around, the same deal.
Okay.
All right. And now what you've done is basically you've done a twist screen inside that viewport, but if you go back out to your model tab, you haven't changed that orientation at all.
Right.
Now you could, if you wanted to, but
No, I'm good.
and you don't have to line it up on the picture frame. I think you can just click a couple of points as well. In fact, let me go ahead and rename that. Misspelled it. There you go. That'll work. Now let me try something here. I'm just curious if I unlock that. And now I'm inside it. And if I do a twist screen, it's this one called standard. I think that's where it lets you pick. Yeah, you can pick. So let's say you see the back property line.
Yeah, and how are you doing that?
I'm just moving the mouse. I haven't clicked or anything.
Inside the drawing.
Yeah, I'm double clicked in the viewport. Now I got it like that. Let's see, and then click and it'll lock it down. And then see, this is along that back property line. So then I could, zoom it in like that because you don't have to use that existing drawn line out here is what I'm saying. You can just
Right.
orient and you don't have to have a picture, of course, too.
Well, what was that orientation again? That was view,
Got it. Yeah,
twist screen.
view, twist screen, and it's called standard. The one
Okay.
you did was use a line, polyline, or text.
What's the surveyor one do?
I think that's where you type in a bearing.
Okay.
I'm not sure though. You can try it and see sometime.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you know the bearing or the azimuth of say that back property line, you could type that in and that's what you want the lineup to be straight across the screen.
Okay.
All right. And so then once you're happy with whatever that is, just double click back outside of it and lock it back down. Just however you want to do it.
Okay.
All right.
No, I don't want to save that the way it is.
Okay, just undo it. There you go. Might as well undo it one more time to get the viewport locked. And there we go. I think that's right.
Well, it's moved my photograph though.
Yeah, but watch, watch what happens when you do a regen.
Ah, okay.
And make sure your viewport did get locked back.
I don't think it did. Maybe it did. Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so now your photograph is sort of to the paper, but if you wanted the property to be the paper, I would, just do that standard little trick and then use the standard method or if you know the bearing on it, then because you don't necessarily need to get all the edges of the photograph to show, but that might be what you're after. I don't, it just depends.
Okay,
All
that
right.
works.
Or just basically pick, along the longest part that you need to stay fully on the page, like at the southeast corner up to the northwest corner. And you want that to be along the long axis, then you would do it that way. Now, does your printer, like, I had one of those Epsons that I could do 11 by 17 paper.
No, mine's just, mine won't do 11 by 17.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, it was, several models up, and it was pretty nice to get me good half-size big sheets because I always plotted on ANSI D pages or paper, which was 22 by 34. So half of that is 11 by 17. So, it's a 50% smaller, but of course it's a quarter of the page size because it's 50% along both axes.
Right.
Um, in any case,
Okay, that's it.
that was it.
That's it.
Well, good heavens, Mike, I can't even charge you for that.
Sure you can. And
Uh,
send me a bill. Let's
all
catch
right,
up.
I'll wrap one up. I'll put the rest of the time spent prepping the bill in and call it a half hour.
Okay, and please do send me this recording. This is something I'm going to use with every job.
Absolutely. In fact, I'll double show you there. It's going to be view, twist screen, and one of these choices right here. Now you see those little icons?
Yeah.
That tells you it's on a toolbar somewhere. Now, did I ever tell you about that help system? There's this little thing called the command search. And
No.
it's up and you just type twist. And so as soon as you type, you see it's filtering out what it's showing you. So it's finding here, oh, here's restore north or restore world or twist attributes. That's not what you want. You want the rotate takes it's a twist. Here's your standard. This is the next column is the menu it's on. It's under the view menu. It's on a sub menu called twist screen. It's supported by all the different modules, survey, civil, what have you. And if you wanted to type the command, it would be twist 1, 2, or 3. And then here's your toolbars. It's on the Carlson View toolbar. So if you used it a lot and you wanted to use that toolbar, it would be Carlson View, right there. And that got placed somewhere. Wherever you had an open slot. Let's see, where did it go? It's right here. Yeah, so there's your, redraw, regen, pan and zoom. See, your mouse does all of that, but here are those twist screen buttons. Now,
Yeah.
I don't think that that's such a problem to pull it from the menu that you need to worry about.
Yeah. No, pulling it from the menu is pretty easy.
Yeah. So anyway, that's where it is on that view menu. So have fun with it.
Thank you, sir.
All right, sir. You take
Have a
care.
good weekend.
You bet. And I'll send you the video
Are you
here.
taking Monday off?
Well, it is a holiday, but I'm sure I'll be working. I've got 2 big chunks I've got to get done. So, oh well. Like I said, I can sleep after I'm gone. So anyway, we'll see. Are you guys going anywhere?
No, I'm gonna be bush hogging our pasture.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got a lot of responsibilities there around the homestead. Um, all right, well, enjoy the weekend regardless.
Okay, thank you, sir.
You bet. Be good.
Bye.
Bye-bye.